I've been playing around with Chat GPT, which is the latest in a line of machine learning chatbots, and it's been quite an interesting experience. Chatbots go back a long way. I mean, long before machine learning, there were programs such as Eliza which attempted to pass the Turing test, which is a thought experiment by the great Alan Turing, which hypothesises that if you were chatting to something and you weren't sure whether or not it was a computer you were talking to or a human at the other side, and it turns out it was a computer, then that computer would itself pass the Turing test. I think ChatGPT is approaching that. There's still gaps where it's clear that there's not a lot going on behind the scenes, but it's been quite an interesting experiment. I mean, I'll show you a video now where I have a conversation with it about programming Z80, and to be honest, it has a fair crack at it. So anyway, without further ado, over to the video. Can you tell me a little bit about the history of the Sinclair spectrum? It's having a think about it. Okay, let's get some more specifics then. What CPU did it use? Zilog Z80, which is a popular choice for home computers at the time. Clock speed of 3.5 meg. Including the Commodore 64 on the MSX. Well, they got the MSX right. I'm not sure about the Commodore 64. Let's challenge it on that. Notice I'm abbreviating it. Let's see how natural the language processor is on this. Does it understand me? Yes, that's better. I may have confused. Okay, yeah, we all do that. I'll give you that. That's fair enough. So let's find out a little bit more about the Z80 then. Oops, spell it right. Okay, that's still banging on about the Commodore 64 using the Z80. Okay, let's just pass that by for the moment then. In fact, let's start off a little bit simpler than that. Yeah, no, let's do that. Can you give me an example of a Z80 Assembly Language program? Let's have a look at that then. Does it pass the smell test? So we've got a C0 terminated string, HL points to it, set B to 0. We will use B as a loop counter, but it doesn't use B anywhere. Okay. Or A. Jump relative 0 done. Okay, that's not bad. Let's see whether or not we can get it to tweak the code then. Let's give it a brief. Can you put the print routine into a subroutine? Will it understand this? Okay, fair cop. So we've still got a main, we've got halt, stop execution. I can live with that. Call print string. C to 1, device 1 is the screen. Out C, comma array, output the character to the screen. Increase HL, increase B. Done ret. Okay, see, I wouldn't really have done that. I would have done a ret if 0 rather than doing a jump to a ret. Let's see whether we can make it think about that. Look at that, it's done it. Okay, so this is the main loop. What's it done? It's saying that using the ret 0, and it's exactly what I said. Wow. Okay, that's not too shabby. Okay. Let's see if we can get this back into the original program then. Okay. That's pretty impressive actually. So it's incorporated that routine we just tweaked into the code. Oh wow. Okay. Let's see if we can get it to think about that further then. What do we want it to do next? Let's see if it understands this. I might have to explain myself a bit further on this. No, I wouldn't have done it that way. Let's see if it understands this. So what it's saying now is this version of subroutine B is initialized to the character limit n at the start of the subroutine. Then at the end of each iteration, the BP is decremented and the Z flag is set. A, B, or A. Jump relative 0, done. Now you can see deck B sets the flags here. You don't need to do that. Let's see if it can figure this out. Well, let's just check this works first. So print string ret 0. Increase actually it'll be a b or a ret 0. Jump relative loop. Okay. Do we so dec b or sets the Z flag? Can we get rid of the lines LDA B and or yeah, let's do that. Let's get rid of the lines LD A, B and or A. That's going to confuse any language processor. And or A. So what's Z80 and what's English? Does it get this? Okay, fair cop. See, dec b ret 0 for me and jump relative loop is like you could use DGNZ for that. It's finally got there, so let's check this here. So print string load b with n, set b to character limit n. Okay, it should be outside the subroutine. I'll give it that for the moment. So let's check the loop. Load a the contents HL or a ret 0. So that's checking for the 0 byte. So we out C increase HL and then DGNZ loop, which basically is the character limit. Okay. Let's put that back into the original code then. This is seriously impressive. I mean, it's machine learning. I mean, it's pulling these examples off the internet and mauling them somehow. But wow. Okay. Can we move the initialization of B outside of the subroutine? Print string. So it's saying in the version of the program, the initialization has been moved to the main program, and the value of B is passed to the print string. That's an argument. Just wow. I mean, that's plausible Z80. I mean, given the fact I don't know what the device C is, it's on some port somewhere. Wow. I mean, given this is a general purpose chatbot, the fact that I'm talking about amending some Z80 code here and it getting it is quite incredible. This is quite impressive stuff. I mean, I know there's GitHub does this kind of thing where you'll pull in snippets of code if you give it an idea of what you want. But to actually see it in action, having a conversation with something and it adjusting code on the fly and understanding an English sentence. I mean, let's have a look at some of the conversations I've been having with it. Can we move the initialization of B outside of the subroutine print string, and it just getting it? This is deeply impressive. Okay, let's keep going then. So can we put the print character routine, print character out into a subroutine? Will it get this? At some point this is going to fail. Is this still the same code? Or is it called print chart increase out as a loop? End of subroutine. Okay. There's missed a ret there, haven't we? This is the kind of thing I tell my graduates at work and they get it because they'd understand the context of the code. No, you didn't get that, did you? Okay, so let's try being a bit more specific. You need to put a ret at the end of the print string subroutine, otherwise it'll fall through into print char. Okay, it's missed out the print character routine now. Okay, I can live with that. I can live with that. It was in there before. Return to the what? I think it's starting to lose the plot now, isn't it? Let's just try that then. It's giving up the ghost now. Okay, that's fine. It's still quite an impressive demonstration of Chat GPT, or GPT I should say. See if we can get it to finish it off. I think the service is struggling again here. Right, let's just try something else then now. Can you convert this to 6502? But the obvious limits with this kind of machine learning, it doesn't understand what it's doing. There's nothing going on behind the scenes. Nobody behind the curtain. Right, there we go. So it's truncating my code now. But it's had a crack at converting that to 6502. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. I wonder why it's missing out the code here then. The fact I'm wondering this is incredible. The fact that I'm considering that there's something going on behind the scenes which understands what it's doing. Okay, that's quite impressive. Quite impressed by that. Let's see whether we can coerce it into giving me back the full listing. Oh, there we go. We've got the full listing back again now, which is complete. So maybe their service was having a little bit of a glitch, or it was having a little bit of a senior moment. I don't know what was going on there. See if we can convert that to 6502. Keep meaning to type in please. So much of a temptation to be polite that this is like texting a colleague at work almost. Okay, so how plausible is this then? My 6502 is a little bit more rusty than my Z80, but that's looking pretty plausible because a hello world in memory, load X with the address of the string into X. Okay. Load Y with one device's screen, jump cert, break, stop execution. Load A with the contents of X, comma Y. I think that only works if that's in 0 page. I could be wrong there. Let's not worry about the details too much now. See, it's saying load Y with 1, set Y to 1, the device is a screen. But then it's just storing it into address 1, like that's a memory map port or something. Yeah, and he's kind of got the gist of it, but you know, that probably wouldn't work on anything. I'd probably give it about 5 out of 10 for that. Okay, fair enough. So anyway, overall, I'm quite impressed by that. We've taken what's a general chat program and had a little bit of a conversation with it and got it to write some Z80 code for us. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. That was quite an interesting experience for me. I think the chat program itself is fantastic. It seems to have a good understanding of the nuances of English, and I'm able to have an English language conversation with it without it being too jarring. Like I said earlier in the recording, there are earlier examples of this, such as Eliza, and there are famous examples of simple language parsers, such as in the Spectrum game, The Hobbit. And then sometimes you have to really think about how you phrase your English in order for it to give you the right answer. But with Chat GPT, I can just talk to it as I would a colleague or a peer, and it seemed to get the gist of it. And for me, getting the gist of it is the important bit. The fact that I don't have to, give it leading questions and think about exactly how I'm going to talk to it. With regards to the Z80 part, that was quite an interesting experiment, really, seeing whether or not we could get it to program in Z80. Clearly, there are other examples of machine learning coding on the internet, such as famously GitHub, which can give you snippets based upon a suggestion. But this is the first time I've actually had a conversation with a chatbot and talked it through a program brief, and it almost getting it. In many ways, this is quite scary, because I think, well, am I doing myself out of a job here? But in other ways, I feel quite comforted in the fact that really there's no understanding going on there. It doesn't understand what it's doing. It's just drawing upon a vast library of resources in order to arrive at an answer. And I think you could probably get a sense of that from some of the suggestions it came up with. But as a tool, as a general chat programming Z80, I've got to give it a 9 out of 10 there, really. Quite impressed. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want to sign up for OpenAI and play with the Chat GPT program, I'll put the link in the description below. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.